They'll be calling you a radical. Hi, Kevin Blanch. I've been getting emails all over. Kev, when are you going to do another finance video? When are you going to do another? You know how this whole gig is. I was working on my PhD and I used to put up all kinds of finance videos in the early days, and students who would come through my classes that I taught for over 10 years, who a lot of them are in the hedge fund. These videos, a lot of them would watch them, a lot of them we communicated back and forth. I have a serious passion for finance. Even though the leukemia battle that I've been fighting and everything, and all you people that say, oh, you know, you're like a broken record on this leukemia, you know what? Good, fuck you. I'm going to be a fucking broken record over and over and over and over and over and over again until we finally address the fucking cause of leukemia, environmental poisoning, you fucking radicals. 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, 3 more days, I put up a video and I got into it with some people in New York as they put up their videos. We networked together on the hedge fund because I disagree with technical analysis. I think it's crackpot science. I think it's a fucking joke. Whatever works for you, it works for you. But I'm a fundamentalist. I'm about forward PE ratios. I'm about earnings. And as everybody says, you hate it. I do hate Apple. That's why I buy the derivative. And I won't participate in these madnesses. I call him Steve Chinese jobs. I won't buy any. And I'm anti-401k big time, big time. But does that mean I'm anti-investment? Hell no. I just don't let some other asshole have my money. I'm broke now because I had to write a check for my entire portfolio to get in. You know, and as things go forward, I hope to get healthy again and get strong enough this fall and go back to teaching, you know, hopefully in Europe maybe somewhere. I don't know what's going to happen. But let's review this portfolio and let's talk about science fiction economics. Now let's go into this lecture. Let's talk about this as a year ago. Now this is, when I taught at the MBA level, this is one of the very first questions I always ask. I've only ever had 2 students get it right in the history, and this is, at one time was the top MBA program in the country. And I'll show you why, and I'm going to lay it out. I always take 5 stocks, as I like diversification. I think people over-diversify. I'm not a big fan of diversification. I'm a big fan of buying solid, high dividend yielding stocks. Always have been. There's the secret. There's the secret. High dividend yielding. People don't think about the dividend. As you were told to bail out. Now, this needs to be said. You Fox, Rupert, so-called GOP, do good with the market is such a fallacy, and I can prove to you that it is a fallacy. As Beck went on his, which is the most yellow journalism I've ever seen, crying, yeah, and a half-white man become president, sell your freaking Dow, and you sold your Dow at 6,800. Less than 3 years ago. What is it now? What is it now? You know, and that's without the dividend yield. As you bought in the gold and gun thesis, as you keep following this fear-mongering, you will go broke. As you follow the CNBC rhetoric, as Kramer tells you last August, go get out, and I'm telling you double down, double down, double down. Not only did I tell you to double down, I laid out the August. You can go to my site. You know, I have several websites, optionsandfutures.com, all those videos. That's the beauty of YouTube. Proof, 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 proof. And you assholes who argued with me 2 years ago says, oh, lay out your portfolio, I'll bet you know, when are you going to pay up? You know, I had $10,000 bets with a few of you assholes. You got destroyed. I didn't even beat you. I beat you by freaking thousands of... Pathetic. Pathetic. As 5 different people participated in this, and 4 of the 5 shorted Apple. Not me. I went double down in. So let's lay out. Okay, here's the first question. And I'm going to lay it out to you young investors. And I'm going to see if people can break this down and who can get it right. And I'm going to show you why no one can ever get it right. Now, only 2 students ever get it right. Ever. And we're talking brilliant minds. Okay, here was my portfolio 2 years ago as I laid it out. Right here. I bought IBM at 126. You know what it is today. Okay, Apple, 259. You know what it is today. Microsoft at 26. You know what it is today. And I was told, oh, talk about a boring portfolio. I shorted AIG at 34.60. Okay. There's my other home run. Philip Morris at 1990. I shorted gold at 12.15. The only one I got wrong. Okay. Let's break down the annualized return. The 2-year return, that's your problem, students. Break it down. And I'm going to let you on a little secret that I never let my students in. That's why. And I give them credit even if they get it in the hard number right. I do give them credit because I'm a pass-fail guy. You know, and it's kind of a trick that I do on people just to get them broad on and open their mind. What I don't tell them is the dividend yield needs to be calculated, because this is the real world. This is the real world, and this is the money, and this is the thing that wealthy investors and big freaking wealthy, powerful people know that the rest of the ignorant moron masses cannot grasp their mind around. The dividend yield. The dividend. The dividend. The dividend. They pay a huge dividend. They pay a dividend. They pay a huge dividend. They pay a massive dividend. It needs to be calculated in, because that is part of the return. And to you assholes that I went into this 2 years ago, some YouTube viewers, and some, there's two guys out there that bet me $10,000. What are you paying, fuckers? Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, this is realness, and my website is realness, and my path is about realness. I want you people to make money as investors. I know we're anti-corporate as it gets. We fight this dynamic. We fight this dynamic. We fight this dynamic. We will fight it till we die, but we still have to participate. We still need money to live. We still need freaking proper investment portfolio. And there are good hedge funds out there. Hedge funds out there. There are. Yeah. Because all these people that said they were hedge funds, the Madoffs of the world, thought they were never hedge funds. They were gambling, phony, fake morons like the rest of you styrofoam house, car driving fakes. The real ones exist. Are they less than 10%? Oh yeah, probably less than 5%. Because we've empowered the liar, as Bush stole the election. We've empowered liars. Oh, I'm a hedge fund when they don't even know a hedge fund. That's why I call him the Mormon Madoff right here. As I exposed him, I'm the one that got him sent to prison. I'm the one that exposed Southwick and his fake fund. I went to the media for years. I knew it was a phony because I asked him one day right here in this university, which derivative market are you hedging fund, as he called? He didn't even, he knew that I knew. He knew. His hair stood up. His fake hairspray stood on and whoo! You know, as he scammed millions and millions. Look, and as far as science fiction economics go, there is the problem with the entire economy. The Ayn Rand philosophical idealism. I've been ranting against from day one. As Greenspan was appointed in '87, who did his PhD thesis on Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand was a mentally ill, psychotic, freaking nutcase science fiction writer who made L. Ron Hubbard look sane. And people are basing their economic practice and theory on this. It is abstract retardation. For real. It is pathetic. As the interest rate, I hear it all the time now, oh, the dollar's going to crash. Hello. The dollar has went from that, $1.60 to $1.24. The dollar is getting strong. The economy is getting stronger and stronger and stronger as you guys are in La-La-ville. From 2000, as you were busy dropping bombs in Iraq, from 2000 to 06, the dollar got thrashed. As we went from 80 cents to $1.60, that's when the dollar got crashed. As gold went from $245 to $1,900. Now, was I wrong on the short? No. Yeah. But I still have great faith in that. As we've reeled down for 1900, as you buy the gold and guns thesis, the silver thesis, don't get contemporized and caught up in the freaking hoopla, the Kramer tell you buy, sell, dead wrong. As CNBC, if you go abstract, exactly contrarian from what they say, you will make money. They are morons, they are propaganda machines feeding their advertisers. You have to realize that. You have to realize that as a hedge fund manager, as an investor. That when you're watching CNBC, you're watching Fox News, or you're watching CNN for that matter, any of these, when they're so-called financial establishments, they are puppets of their advertiser. The puppet of the Fox advertiser is the gold, the silver. You know, if I hear Max one more time go up, he is so behind the curve. His overall thesis, yeah, crooks. We know that. We know that. Why are they crooks? Because they can. This world has always had good and evil. As we stopped regulating, as I was a derivative trader on Wall Street for all those years in the 90s, as I went to Spitzer and I, we formulated a plan because they were breaking trades illegally. The laws were there was just no enforcement. As people on Wall Street knew Madoff was a scam, as people were exposing him, including me, I knew he was a scam. Everybody on Wall Street knew he was a scam, because if he was hedging the way he said he was hedging in the portfolio market, he would need a hedge. There wasn't enough derivatives written on earth. Derivatives are not evil. Derivatives are good. They're good and they are hedging. As I can prove you go onto my site, I can guarantee a rate of return. That is not a fallacy. Okay, I did it for years. I would buy that right there, 7% dividend yield. I would roll the derivative underneath it. 3 months out, which is complicated, as the insurance policy. Stay with me. Like I said, I have a passion for finance. I have a passion for geopolitics. I have a passion as politics, economics, and religion have been blended together by the GOP. The science fiction economic thesis. Science fiction economics. Housing bubble. .com bubble. Hope bubble. Brought to you by Alan Greenspan and the GOP. That is mine. Cordial conversations are dangerous. Passionate, intelligent arguments get results. That is mine. Post-ignorance. That is mine. I have dozens of them. Over and over and over again, my friend. And I will continue to be a broken record on this, because this is factual, as we have based our entire economy on lies, on the Alan Greenspan lie. As in 2000, the Fed's tool and the Fed's role is to raise rates at inflationary time. Their only role. As we let the government have control of it, that's why it is private, because they thrashed it, now they've thrashed it, as the Fed has become corrupt, that they've lost their progressive idealism. As he was lowering rates when they should have been raising. Trying to pass. If you wait the market during the Bush years, I can prove to it. I did it in my book, Post-Ignorance. It's right there. As I left in Rothgraf, my PhD, I proved that the market, 85% of all wealth in the United States has been thrashed over the last decade. And it happened long before Obama was elected. It happened between 2000 and 2008 as you were busy dropping bombs. You fake hairspray phony Christians as you were dropping bombs. Let's be factual. Let's be factual. If you wait, I build it, it's in my book, Kevin Blanch Weighted Wealth Matrix. I broke down a matrix. I take gold, I take housing, I take different commodities and I weight, which that's what all good economists do. You must weight your money, these worthless stuff. You must weight them. You must weight them against oil and gold, are the two traditionals. In 2000, when Bush stole the election, what was oil a barrel? $12. It went to 160 as they bankrupted these morons right from my classes as I taught them. This asshole Carter, who was bought into the Fox News Kool-Aid. If you don't think words are dangerous, Jay Call's beautiful, magnificent business that he built up in this town for decades and decades today, Flying J. These guys bought into that. Oh, good, oil's going to that. Bought an inventory 6 months. A very wealthy company. Very well. They bankrupted in 2 months by not hedging and buying. Oh, it's going to 200 as it went back down to 80. As it is 100 right now. As you could weight this back down. If the dollar's getting stronger, it's $1.24. Is that because Europe's so bad? Probably. You know, we're the lesser of our two evils. You know, do you ever think people would be fleeing to Mexico for a better life? I keep saying, when's Canada going to build the wall? We have an economy based on lies. We have a CNBC, Fox thesis out there that is feeding you rhetoric and leading you like a leash down an evil, evil, bad road. People say, oh, gold and silver are going to freaking go boom. You missed that boat. That boat's over. If you sold your gold and silver, like the endowment that I manage on this university, who I walked to, I got in a big fight with, as in massive, massive inherited freaking wealth. As in 2008, and I have proof of this, I screamed and yelled and ran at a raid, this market's in trouble, this economy's in trouble, as I seen Lehman go down. And I said, look, Merrill Lynch has the same business model. I was on Wall Street. This is going down. This is a house of cards crumbling. And they refused. And they sold Dow 7,000 and bought gold, which was a horrible, horrible, horrific mistake. When that thing was melting down, that's when you bought. Don't buy into this rhetoric that you hear. Do your own homework. Forecast earnings forward. As I like to use Apple as the metaphor for nothing. Steve Chinese jobs. You see my videos. I go, you know, what is the statistical probability of a nuclear accident happening in the United States, which is my most brilliant piece of work I've ever done. You know, at the end, all I see is an apple. It is a metaphor to nothing. That's what science fiction economics has been. The Ayn Rand, Alan Greenspan, philosophical ideals on lowering rates when they should be raising. It did nobody no fucking good. It crushes. It crushes. That is your culprit. People go down. I remember he and Dr. Cooley and I, Dr. Cooley and I going to listen to him speak here in Salt Lake, because I listened to him speak in Manhattan several times. And he thought he was this brilliant man of language. Talk about a metaphor too ugly. Him and that freaking wife, good Lord. Can you imagine? Talk about the anti-porn. Look, I remember the brilliant genius mind that Dr. Cooley was, God bless him, who died of a brain disease in 1999. I remember, he says, Kevin, what do you think he said? And I says, I think he said a lot of nothing. And everybody just nods. He says, that's exactly what he said. Nothing. He was a moron. He really was a creep. He was evil. The Fed has become evil because they lowered rates when they should have been raising, and they ran out of tools. They got to zero, and when we needed it, the stimulus, it was over. It was magnificently over. They had shot all their quivers out of their bow, standing there naked, and they got mowed down by a freaking austerity machine gun. Kevin Blanch, I'm going to start putting up more of my finance videos as I'm starting to get better. I'm doing radiation now. I got tattooed up and down me. Like those. I got tattooed, you know, so I fit in with you echo boomers now, as you think you're a counterculturist when you're not a counterculturist. And remember this, to all you investors, you hedge fund guys out there. The put to call ratio, as we like to use, rarely goes 90-10. When it goes 90-10, 80% of the time, the 10% is correct and right. Think about that. Think about the contrarian investment thesis. It's powerful. Do not buy into this rhetoric. And Kramer, when he was telling you last August, not only did I tell you to buy Apple, I told you exactly what strike. I told you to buy the 580 Aprils. They went from 75 cents, literally. This is one of the most biggest home runs as I got sick and had to sell all mine to get into that hospital in October. You want to talk about a home run? They went from 75 cents literally a piece in a few months to being worth, what they get worth, $50, $60 a piece. So stay with me. Let's build this thing back up. I'll start over. I'm starting over just like you young guys. I'm broke as they get now. But that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. We can all start over. We can all start over and don't buy into the rhetoric. Science fiction economics. That is the synopsis. That is the step back thumbprint of this economy for the last 20, 30 years. And Greenspan will be viewed in history as the phony, fake, Ayn Rand, philosophical, freaking radical idiot, financial terrorist of all time. Kevin Blanch, stay tuned.